Hey, welcome back, y'all. Um, Today I wanted to check out another video by Uranium Fever. This one's called Unique Pets for Your Camp for Fallout 76 Tutorial. Now, a little quick story here about this. The reason why I want to watch this is because just up to about, was it 4 days ago, I actually found tamed a sloth, a huge sloth for my camp. And it was just a random spawn point over by Wagata, right outside of Wagata. And I just happened, I already leveled up the Wasteland Critters. What is that thing? The Wasteland Critters, or I leveled that one up, and Animal Friend. I had that all maxed out, all three of them. I don't think you have to have it maxed out, but I have maxed out. So I thought, okay, could this be the same like they do in Fallout 4, how you tame animals? So I found a hulking sloth. I equipped those cards, and I was able to tame them and send them to my camp. Now, however, I originally had my camp right by the Wayward. If you're familiar with the Wayward, that's like, if you're looking at the map, it's a little bit more on the, okay, this is left, a little bit more on the west side of the map, like Midwest of the map. Well, when I brought my Mega Sloth over to that camp, Tech Fortress, I don't really need you right now, we're in the middle of recording. He was originally just regular Mega, they call Mega hulking sloth or whatever. And when he went over to that part of the map, he became a torched sloth. Let me tell you something. Not only he became a torch sloth, I didn't know you could just change like that from one region to another on the map. But he was an asshole. He was being the shit out of my camp. I was like, I can't have this. I was like, do I have to kill this thing? What am I supposed to do? So I didn't know what to do. So I moved. You're able to have a second camp slot. So I used the second camp slot and moved it over. I spent a whole day. I could have been grinding and doing my scoreboard, but I spent a whole day so I can have the sloth in my camp. And I finally placed a new home over at the White Springs in the middle. So I sent the damn thing over there, and he went back to normal. So I'm wondering if the region really matters then. Because when he's over by the Wayward, where my original camp was, which I'd like to have my camp, he's totally something evil and different. But when he's in a different part of the region, he's docile and he's cool until something kills it. They can be killed or they can die in your camp. They can, because I found out the other day when I came back. I was at my camp most of the day just trying to do a bunch of stuff at the camp, decorating and stuff. I went on, eviction notice event. Just one event, mind you. I went on the eviction notice. I came back. My sloth was dead. My camp got attacked. Everything was destroyed. All my turrets were destroyed. A lot of the things that gave me materials were destroyed. And I was like, what the heck is going on? Because first thing I saw was just my turrets. I didn't see my sloth. So I just oh, this is weird. My turrets are busted. What is this? Because I didn't see any dead bodies of ghouls or super mutants or anything. So I kept on fixing all this stuff. And then that's when I saw the body of the sloth dead. I was pissed. I thought, nothing's been confirmed. I thought, and let me know in the comments, I think it's not. I thought initially it was some player from the community, just a random player came and just destroyed everything and killed my sloth. Being an asshole. Because, you see someone who has some nice stuff, you just want to be an asshole. I don't know if that is the case scenario. Because yesterday, I went to an event and came back. It was the jamboree thing. Moonshine Jamboree. Came back. There was a scorched right above my camp. Now, on top of that, there was, scorched beast. It was a scorched beast, not just scorched beast over my camp. A scorched beast. And then super mutants come and join the party at the same time. This is supposed to be a nice neighborhood, the White Springs. I never really had this much issues until just really recently. So I was kind of pissed off. I thought it could be another player. Now I don't know who it could have been. Because after seeing that yesterday, that I never thought I would see a scorched beast right above my camp. I mean, right above. I had to fight it. In the White Springs. And the robots that patrol the White Springs didn't do diddly twat. They just stood around. They just didn't know it's a big scorched beast. Anyway, enough of all that. When I found out that my sloth was dead, I almost was going to just delete the game altogether. I was so pissed. That's how pissed I was. Because it took me forever to find that sloth. Because I went days to let me find different areas that I could just maybe find one or even a death claw. But I found a sloth and I wanted a sloth and it worked. So anyway, let's watch this video. Enough of me talking. Sorry. Let's get into this. Uranium fever. Anyway, I'll leave the comment. I'll leave all information down below. And if you like this, like, and comment and all that good stuff. I'm on Instagram and Twitter. Let's go.
To the Uranium Fever channel. In today's Fallout 76 video, we'll be covering animal taming and how in a few easy steps you can morph your pet into a unique variant. I will cover what these variants are and where you can get them, so you can change something like this into something like this.
Oh. You could morph into change. Oh, okay. I see where this is going.
Let's get started.
Is it about region? You got me curious now. I should have watched this video right before I even done all this stuff. I know. I just thought I could
We've really enjoyed using tameable animals in our camp build videos, but over time a couple of things have changed. So before I dive into unique...
He has the Fang Center. The Fang Center. If you guys know about... What is it? Far Cry 5, the Fang Center with the bear. What's his name? Cheeseburger? The Fang Center. Nice little nod to that game.
Yes, I'm going to
Far Cry 5.
The essentials of
Great game.
If you're already familiar with the basics, this video is timestamped if you want to go straight to the variants guide.
You can have a Mirelurk King. You can have a Mirelurk King.
Animal Friend or Wasteland Whisperer?
Wasteland Whisperer. I always say Wasteland something. Companion or something. It's Wasteland Whisperer. Okay, yeah. I have them both maxed out.
Well, the only perk card you need is Animal Friend at rank 3.
Oh, really?
Wasteland Whisperer can be used to pacify creatures, but you won't need it for this.
Oh.
When you are looking for animals, make sure you have it equipped at all times. Okay, now let's talk about random spawns. Unfortunately, you can't tame all animals you find in the world.
That's exactly the one that looks like the Hulky Mega Sloth. That's what the one I had looked like at the White Springs. When he's a scorch. What did I say? Torched earlier. It's scorched. You barely recognize. He's red. He's ugly. He looks like a zit that it's about just an angry zit. That's why he looks like a red angry zit.
Has to be from a random spawn location. I've linked a really useful map of where you can find these spots in the video's description. Other random spawns that can occur are being shown right now, and these can be a great indicator that you're looking in the right place. However, it does make this process a little bit time consuming. If you want to see my quick, cost-effective taming route, I've put that at the end of the video, showing each location I travel to on the map.
This looks familiar. This looks exactly.
Get NFL Sunday Ticket on YouTube. Watch every out-of-market Sunday afternoon NFL game live.
This looks exactly like the area I went. That looks like the area I found my sloth at, in that area.
Originally, your pets would cost camp budget, with the bigger ones taking up more, but now all tameable animals are completely free. Not every animal and creature you find can be tamed.
Oh. That'd be cool to get a Mothman.
I've listed all the ones that you can.
Tameable. Okay, hold on. Okay, let's look here. This is what's tameable, y'all. Chicken, red rat. Who wants all that shit? I don't want a red rat. House cat, that's just normal. Attack dog, okay. Wild mongrel. A vicious wolf. A wolf is kind of cool. Who wants a mole rat, a beaver, a Brahmin? That's okay. A possum, a red toad, a ragstad doe. Regular ragstad. A mega sloth. I love that. A Uruguay, okay, a Mirelurk Hunter too, and a Mirelurk King. You can have a Snallygaster at your camp. Wouldn't you want something kind of cute, like a Deathclaw? I mean, Deathclaws are not really, they're not cute when they're attacking you, but I like to, this time around, I think I wanted to get a Deathclaw because I think it could probably defend itself if I'm away from my camp. Mega Sloth, not so much. But it was, when I hit the Mega Sloth, it just felt like Jurassic Park at my camp. It just really did. Just him lumbering around my camp. It was just amazing. So a Deathclaw. A beaver. You can have a beaver and a mole rat at your camp. Who wants that? I mean, if you would want that, I guess. What's not in everything else? Okay. So no Grafton Monster, no...
You don't actually need to wait for the pet to arrive in the same server.
Blue Devil.
You can load out and then load into a different instance, and your pet should still arrive. However, it's definitely important to note that when your pet travels to your camp, it's actually traversing the map in real time. So make sure you don't do what we're doing on the screen right now, as your presence will likely spawn enemies which can actually damage or kill your pet.
That's a very good piece of advice. I definitely am. I learned that from Fallout 4. As soon as I got my sloth, I just teleport. What did I do? No, I actually exit out and jump to another server. I didn't want nothing because I learned that from Fallout 4. If you get like certain allies or allies especially, and you send them over to your camp, and if you just kind of walk with them or anything, they could die. I had certain robots get killed on the way to my camp because I just kind of went along with them and protected them. You're not protecting them. It's more hindrance. So I always just fast travel right out of there and hopefully they don't get messed up.
Okay, with all of that out of the way, let's move on to the good stuff. Almost every tameable animal in Fallout 76 has secret regional biomes that can be triggered. To trigger these, you're going to need at least 2 camp slots. When you initially tame and send the animal to the first camp you have activated, the pet will actually remain the same. However, once it has arrived, switching to a second camp is what triggers the biome. Each animal has different variations, so to demonstrate this process, let's use a wolf to begin with. It has 3 different variations available, each specific to different regions.
Okay, pause. Okay, so this is interesting. So when he's in the ash heap, he's a gray wolf. So if he's in the cranberry bog, savage divide, or the mire, he's a frenzied wolf. And then in the toxic valley, he's a feral wolf. So that answers my question. So it is pretty, I guess, regional. I guess that's a biome. I'm not a mathematician. I don't know what that really word means, really. But anyway, so that understand why my sloth was turned into a scorched and then went back into to a different camp, to a different part of the region of the map. Because look, these are all different regions. Y'all ash heap, then the other one's a mire, and then the toxic valley. That answers my question from earlier.
We've managed to find a wolf. Now that we've done this, we can send it to the first camp. It's arrived and it looks exactly the same as we found it. I've decided I would rather have a frenzied wolf, so I changed my camp to one in the Cranberry Bog. The wolf hasn't arrived yet in this instance, so loading out and loading back in does the trick. And here it is. It's a higher level and a completely new type of wolf. Okay, let's run through some more.
That's interesting.
Deathclaws have two variants.
The only thing about that is the camp thing, you have to activate camps. You can't just like keep this active, keep the other one active, and then switch back and forth. You have to, get deactivate that one and then, well, yeah, because when I left from that camp, because I didn't like my second camp, so I went to back to my first camp and activated that and went back to that camp. So it's not like going to stay at the other camp. That's the only thing about that I don't like. I wish you can keep them both active so that way one could be. But as soon as you go back to the one that you prefer, then your animal's going to go back to that whoever camp is active. Okay.
Glowing Deathclaw and then Alpha Deathclaw. Using the same method as before, our pet has become a Glowing Deathclaw in the Cranberry Bog. Alternatively, it has morphed into an alpha variant in the ash heap.
Yesterday I saw someone with
the
a death claw on their camp. It was dope.
A savage Yargoi replaces the glowing Deathclaw. The ash heap biomes for pets are particularly unique. The alpha has been replaced by a terrifying Yargoi ghoul. Definitely not a look at this one. The Snallygaster has two variations. I have a glowing variant at my camp in the mire. But when I send it to a camp in the Toxic Valley, it actually changes into a bloody Snallygaster. The Mirelurk King can actually change into two different variations, although visually they're actually the same. And this one's a little bit different because it's actually dependent on your level. So if you're a lower level, your Mirelurk King will change into a Savage Mirelurk King, and if you're a higher level, it will change into a Mirelurk High King. Even house cats and attack dogs can be changed. Although these variations are random, you can still get some interesting results with the breed and colour of the pets changing.
What?
This attack dog now has a helmet and a spiked collar. Sending it to a third camp changes it again. I'm going to leave a full breakdown of all animals and their variants in the video description.
Not once it said anything about like that Yargoi, the ghoul Yargoi being like aggro or anything like that. Nothing about having aggro animals. My sloth was aggro when it was a scorched.
As promised, I've included my taming group I use most of the time.
I'm curious
if
these.
Off with a tent that's placed between two of the locations.
Bitch. That's exact. You get the hell out of here.
Start off with a tent.
Right. Son of a bitch. You have it exactly where I have mine at. Didn't I say earlier this play, one of the scenes he had looked exactly. This is where I have my survival tent, right? Son of a beehive. God damn. All right.
Placed between two of the locations.
So I was not far off. Yep.
Spawning here, I can run directly ahead to the first location. Turning around after checking the spot, I then run diagonally across the road.
I never find anything over there. That first location he shows, right, if you go over here, you don't find anything. But if you go straight ahead across the street, like across the road where the tent is, that's where I found my mega sloth. But to the left, where we went to, on the same side of the road, no, I never see anything over there. Maybe a beaver. I'm not going to have a beaver go to my camp. Are you kidding me?
Go to the second location.
Kind of wussy ass animals that I want.
As you can see, there was actually a deathclaw in this instance. A short distance away is Cranberry Glade, which is the third location, and it shouldn't cost too many camps to travel to. After checking here,
I think I've been over there. I never seen it.
Right next to Superior Sunset Farm.
Really?
Once you've loaded in at Superior Sunset Farm, turn around and run straight ahead. The clearing, which has the fourth location, is just ahead of you. And finally, travelling to Big B's rest stop. Once you've spawned in, run past the floaters in the rest stop and head towards the bridge that's just up ahead.
Oh, okay. I don't know about these locations.
The spawn location is actually just under this bridge.
Really?
My extended route will often include this location at the Savage Divide. Something to note is tameable animals will initially spawn and patrol around your camp module, so consider where you want them to live in your camp. Occasionally, your unique pet might actually change back to its original variant. If this does happen, all you need to do is repeat the process by changing camps, changing back, and then loading out and loading back in.
I would just let it change back. I'm not going to look. I'll do it once, maybe twice, but I'm grinding. I don't have time to be freaking switching my animal back and forth just because he wants to act. If he feels some sort of way. Jesus.
This will actually restore it. And that is pretty much it.
Wow.
I hope you've enjoyed this video. If there's anything you were unsure of or something I missed, then please let me know in the comments. Huge thank you to all our subscribers. If you're new, please consider subscribing to help the channel grow. We post camp builds weekly and have lots of build tutorials on the way. If you like this particular video, then why not drop a like on it as well. Thanks again, and we'll see you in the next one.
Okay, so what do you guys want in your camp if you were able to find one? What do you guys leave in the comments? I want to know. Would you want a deathclaw? Do you want a dog? Do you want a cat? Would you want a beaver? I know. I think my next one I want to get is a deathclaw. I already had the mega sloth. Now I want to get a deathclaw if I find one. So yeah, okay. Let's go back over here real quick. Okay. Just right here.
I included my taming route that I use most of the time. I start off with a tent that's placed between two of the locations.
Just right there. This area I'm surprised he even...
Spawning here, I can run directly ahead to the first location. Turning around after checking the spot, I then run diagonally across the road to the second location. As you can see, there was actually a deathclaw in this instance.
Yeah, I've seen the Blue Devil over there. I've seen legendary Seep Squatches over there. Yeah, you get a lot of things spawning up there. Robots, Blood Eagles, like... It just so happened I was just trying. Only reason why I found out how I found this area was when I was trying. One of the things I had to do to achieve was claim a workshop. And there's a workshop in that over in that area, that little town on that road right there, right by that spawn point. And that's how I found out about the sloth. That's how I found about it. Just because I was just out doing something else, and that's how I found the soft spot, the spawn point. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. So yeah, this was pretty fun. I learned a couple new places I could check out, and how to switch them back. But I wish he mentioned, probably he didn't know about this, about them being aggro. Like my little instance I had to deal with my sloth over by the Wayward on my camp there. So just give you a heads up, that can happen. It happened to me. So Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, and bye.